Bonjour et bienvenue. Hello and welcome. Today, we continue with lesson number 6. In lesson number 6, part 1, we looked at regular ER verbs. We said in French, regular verbs are into two groups. We got a group that ends with ER, we got a group that ends in IR. These are regular verbs. And then the other verbs which do not end in ER or IR are what we call irregular verbs. So today I want to continue with the regular verbs which are ER, and then after that we'll come to the regular IR verbs. So, what did we say? We said all verbs ending in ER are regular and they have a formula to which we use to conjugate them. Just like in English, when I say to cook, to play, to smile, to write, we realize all these verbs are starting with to. Now in French, any verb beginning with to eat, to smile, to help, any verb starting with to is what we call the infinitive. The infinitive is where you have a verb beginning with to. You can never use that verb until you conjugate it. Conjugating is where you break a verb down to fit the person you're talking about. For instance, the verb is to travel. You do not say I to travel. Instead you say I travel, you travel, he travels. So this is what you're going to do. There are 3 exceptions that I want to talk about as far as ER verbs before we proceed. The first exception is the verb aller. The verb aller, as you can see on the whiteboard, A-L-L-E-R, aller, meaning to go. You've heard it during World Cup, we're saying aller, 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 go, go, go. Aller means to go. So aller, as much as it ends in ER, it is an irregular verb. It does not follow the rules I'm going to give you. So forget about aller. So whether I have a million verbs ending in ER, they're going to follow the formula that I taught you last time I'm going to review, but aller does not. There is another verb. These are group category verbs that end in CER. As you can see the word whiteboard, CER. For example, commencer. Commencer follows the formula I'm giving you, but with some exceptions. We're going to look at that. Another exception is a verb that ends with GER. Also, it's got an exception. I'm going to talk about that. So the only verb that does not follow these rules is aller. Now, for instance, I see the exceptions where you're having a verb ending CER. I want us to look at the verb commencer. Commencer. Commencer simply means to begin or to start. How do you do it? Of course, you have je, commence, tu, commence. Look at the endings of the whiteboard. Il, commence, elle, commence, nous, commencions, nous, commençons. And then you come to vous, commencez, and il commence. Now, why did we say verbs ending in CER are exceptional? They're exceptional when we come to new form. Remember the verb is commencer. Commencer. Now, why is it exceptional? We said for je, we add E, so it becomes je commence. We had the verb commencer ending ER, then the first rule is remove ER. The second rule is add endings. So the endings for je is E, je commence. Ending for tu is ES, tu commence. Ending for il and elle is E, so il commence, elle commence. When we come to nous, the ending for nous is O and S. So after removing ER, we add O and S on C, we have nous commençons. Are you realizing? The verb is commencer, but we're saying nous commençons. Definitely feel there's something wrong because the verb is not commençons. The verb is commencer. So we need to get that s sound. And because of that, because say commence, je commence, tu commences, il commence, elle commence. Now when we come to C or to nous, we need to say nous commençons. Now what do we do to the C? That C, we need to make it sound like S and not K. So we're going to put what you call a cedilla on C. You can see on the whiteboard. That's something that looks like a small S under C is what you call a cedilla. So once you put it over there, it gives the C the sound of S and not K. It doesn't sound like comment. We don't say comment ko. Now it becomes comment so because there is a cedilla on C. That's why I told you we have exceptions. So it's je commence, tu commences, il commence, elle commence, nous commençons. Because of the cedilla. You remove cedilla, it's comment ko. We don't want comment ko. But then we go to il commence, elle commence. That's one exception. Another exception was verbs ending in GER. And for example, what we're going to look at here is manger. Manger is to eat. So again, like any other verb, remove ER from manger. So you end up with M-A-N-G. We remove ER. And then we add the NX. For je, we add E. Je mange, I eat. So if I eat banana, simply say je mange des bananes. I eat bananas. For tu, we add ES. So you say tu manges ugali. You eat ugali. Il or elle, we simply add an E. So I can say il mange des haricots. He eats things. Or elle mange de la viande. She eats meat. Remember I said exception. We come to nous, that's where the problem is. Now, when you come to nous, remember we remove ER, so you have M-A-N-G. And then you add O-N-S. The verb is manger, but here is mongo. So you say mongo. Something is off already. You don't say mongo because the verb is manger. So what do we do? Exception because we're going to add an E after G before we add O-N-S. Once you put in E, it is nous mangions. You see you have the G sound. Just like the verb manger. Now we have G sound. Je mange, tu manges, il mange, elle mange, nous mangions. Vous mangez, and then il mange, elle mange. Those are the two exceptions. That's the reason why I put here verbs ending in C-E-R, the verbs ending in G-E-R. Because when it comes to the new form of these two verbs, one for G, we're adding an E before ONS. And for C, we're putting a cedilla to make it sound S and not K. Are we together? Now, when you look at another verb like regarder, regarder, as you can see on the whiteboard, regarder means to watch. To watch. So again, you remove ER, and you have je regarde. I watch. Je regarde un film. I watch a movie. Tu regardes le professeur. You're watching the teacher, you're looking at the teacher. Il regarde. He watches. Elle regarde. She watches. Nous regardons. We watch. Nous regardons. If you're a Chelsea fan, you're watching a match of Chelsea, maybe, and another team, maybe it's Arsenal or Man United. Je regarde un match. Nous regardons un match. We're watching the match. Then vous regardez. You watch. You guys, you watch. Il regarde. They watch. Or elle regarde. They watch. These are the basic rules. So simple. Look at another verb. Visiter. Of course, when you look at visiter, it just sounds like English. Visiter. Visiter is to visit. So you say, again, you remove ER. Je visite. Tu visites. Il visite. Elle visite. Nous visitons. Vous visitez. Il visite, elle visite. So all this, you realize the only difference in spelling pronunciation between, we're talking about nous and vous. where you hear O and A, but the rest are all pronounced the same. You say je visite, you hear visite, tu visites, il visite, elle visite. Then it comes to two different ones, nous visitons, vous visitez, and then the last one is also il visite, elle visite. Look at the final word I want to look at today. This is aider, aider, to help, to help. So aider, again you move er. It's simply because aider starts with a vowel and ju ends with a vowel. So I'm going to get rid of the E on ju and put an apostrophe, as you can see on the whiteboard. So you say j'aide, I help. J'aide ma mère, I help my mom. J'aide Geoffrey, I help Geoffrey. Tu aides le professeur de français, you help the French teacher. Elle aide, she helps. Il aide, he helps. Nous aidons, nous aidons. Now, remember it's nous and then aidons. But now we're combining these sounds and becomes a Z. Nous aidons, we help. Nous aidons à la maison, we help at home. Vous aidez, you help, you guys. I can ask you, est-ce que vous aidez à la maison? Do you help at home? Then il aide, they help. And then add, they help feminine. So basically when you look at ER verbs, they are that simple, very simple. Remove ER, then start adding the endings. I want you to look for French English dictionary or an English French dictionary. Go through as many verbs as possible. Use these verbs to make sentences. In that way we are learning. Thank you for today. Before you go, remember to subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Let them subscribe. And together, let's turn this world into a French-speaking world. Au revoir, Igcse.